Hello, my name is Heath Burchett, the founder and executive director of Watchmen of the Streets, and I just wanted to say thank you for all those that have given to my birthday fundraiser coming up for Watchmen of the Streets, all those that continue to pour in to Watchmen of the Streets, and that give financially, that give tangible items, that pray, and that go. Because this summer's been rough, but I'm telling you, there's some amazing things going on, and it wouldn't happen without you. And so just want to share a quick word from the Watchmen and give you an idea of what you're really doing. What are you really, really doing? And this is just one little tiny thing to bring up, but I think this is awesome. And so I was reading this morning it's In the Heart of the World by Mother Teresa, and it's called A Beautiful Example of Love. I will give you one more beautiful example of God's love. A man came to our house and said, "My only child is dying. The doctor has prescribed a medicine that you can only get in England. We have permission from our government to store life-saving medicines that are gathered from all over the country. We have many people who go from house to house and gather leftover medicines, and they bring them to us and give them to our poor people. And we have thousands of people who come to our dispensaries." While we were talking, a man came in with a basket of medicines. I looked at the basket, and right on top was the very medicine that the man needed for his dying child. If it had been underneath, I wouldn't have seen it. If he had come earlier or later, I would have not remembered. He came just in time. As I stood in front of that basket, I thought there are millions of children in the world, and God is concerned with that little child in Calcutta to send that man at the very moment to put the medicine right on top so I could see it, see God's tender concern for you and for me. He would do the same thing for each of you. What an amazing God we serve. Sometimes we don't believe it. We don't believe that He loves us that much, but He does. And sometimes, so many times, He puts so-called puts that medicine right on top for us in so many different ways in our lives because He loves us. He cares for us so much. So first of all, receive His love and His care for your life and truly try to get a hold of that. I need to do the same thing. But think about our homeless neighbors that struggle out there. Many people feel rejected by society. They feel alone. They need support. Well, you're giving them that support through Watchmen of the Streets and organizations like us. And so to go and to encourage. And I truly appreciate that because their life matters. And God shows it all the time how all of our lives matter. And He so-called puts that medicine right on top. And that's a part of what you're doing with Watchmen of the Streets. I don't know how many times in the cold someone was shivering. I still remember the one guy that I've shared about many times that he had all of his stuff taken away, and he could have frozen to death at night, and he absolutely had nothing, and he was rocking back and forth, and he was praying to God. Well, God, what am I going to do? He couldn't get into a shelter. And then we showed up at just the right time, and we had everything that he needed. We had the sleeping bag and the hats and the gloves and the hand warmers and all of that. And the man started crying, and he said, "God heard my prayer." There's the medicine right on top. And sometimes during these floods and stuff, and someone said, "I just need a tent, I just need a tarp, I just need this, I just need some propane or whatever." And that's the one thing that we had. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I need." God knows what we need before we ever ask. And He sends us to provide those needs. And He uses you guys through your funding and through your tangible items to put that medicine right on top for our homeless neighbors. Please continue to do that. Please continue to give. And right now we need your help more than ever. So please give. Please do what you can. Please volunteer. Please pray, because you're doing a wonderful thing for our homeless communities. And we can never thank you enough. We love you. Thank you.